Bash Basename command not found error when you're using PyCharm. This is a very short video about how to solve that one. It is because you're using PyCharm, and PyCharm is quite smart actually. A lot of the times, you can use something called, you can use a virtual environment, and of course you can also use Conda and some other environment handlers. But if you're using virtual environment, then you might get this error right here that says bash basename command not found in your git bash. If you try to activate the virtual environment that you have in your project, and the short story is because your virtual environment is already activated, so you don't have to do anything. The long story comes here, or the longer story is not that long actually. If you press Control Alt S for settings, if you have mapped it to some other shortcut keys, and you can press Shift twice, and then again you can write settings like this, and then you can go to settings in PyCharm, and then you write tools in the top, tools, and under tools, then we have something called terminal. You could actually also just write terminal directly. And here we have a lot of settings, a lot of weird settings. One of the settings that you have right here is to activate virtual inf. So that means that your virtual environment is already automatically activated whenever you open up a terminal. So if I press OK now, that means that now when I'm opening up a new terminal, and now my virtual environment is not activated by default, so that means that I have to source it, and that means now it's possible to source it. So if I go to write source and then v-environment and then scripts and then activate like this, now I can activate my my virtual environment. So that is simply why. And of course, you're probably, if you are here watching this video right now, it's probably because you had that error, and you're probably face palming right now, like I was just 10 minutes ago. But it's because PyCharm is so smart that it will just activate the virtual environment as soon as you start up a terminal, which is quite nice actually. So it's yeah. So that was explanation, yes. Are there anything else now that I have your attention? Let me just check. So if you want to look in which dependencies your interpreter has, then you can actually look then you can look at if you go to the interpreter in your settings again, you press Ctrl Alt S for settings, and then you go to interpreter. Of course, I would recommend that you have if you prefer virtual environment, then you just have a virtual environment per project. So when you are updating dependencies in one project, then you don't interfere or mix them with the dependencies from other projects. And right now, it depends on what you're doing, but right now, if you are, for instance, playing with Apache Airflow, then version 3.13 is the most current one. Or else you could actually add new local interpreter, and then you can choose new version, for instance 3.14 if you want to, and then you can create a new folder for your virtual environment. But if you want to see all of your libraries that you've added right here, then you can just go to this list right here. And you can also update your versions just by pressing this button right here. I have installed, right now I'm playing with Apache Airflow, which I will make another video about another day, probably. And by doing that, then of course I get a lot of dependencies installed, and that's why this list is so long right here. So, but the short story was that if you search for terminal right here and other tools, then you can actually activate virtual int by default when you open up a new terminal, and then you can, if you want to for some reason, then you can also then you can have multiple virtual environments per project. Usually that's not what you want. You want one virtual environment per use case or per project. But you could actually end up in a situation where you have a multi-module project, and then maybe you want to swap back and forth, or maybe you have organized your code a little bit weird. So if you have subfolders where some Python code is depending on some specific dependencies are located in a subfolder, then I would actually recommend you that you actually create a new PyCharm project, or you should create a new Python project per subfolder, because PyCharm is not really good at handling at handling multi-module Python projects. It's much better at just having one project to deal with. So yeah, so that's it. Okay. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for all of your comments, and thank you for being you. Bye bye.